Have you seen Pat Ryan?
Nope.
Hi.
Hi.
Hey, Pat, do you know about Skittles?
Nervous disorder?
No. Try again.
Something like a potato chip?
No.
Small dog, perhaps. Here, Skittles, come on, boy.
It's something we've got in the basement.
Oh, perhaps you should get an exterminator.
No, it's a game, Pat. I had breakfast with my father this morning, and I was telling him about the liar's dice and the darts and all, and what a good time we had last night. And he told me about Skittles. It's a game he used to play in a pub in Australia during the war. And afterwards, when he got back to New York, he looked all around and he finally found a handmade Victorian Skittles table. And we used to play it when I was little, only I don't remember. Then Roger broke one of the legs, and it's been in the basement for about 20 years. You see, you spin a top and you knock over a whole roll of pins.
Yeah?
And, well, my father said I could have it if I wanted to fix it up and give it to Johnny and Maeve for the bar.
That's a nice idea, Faith. They both like that a lot.
You think so? Well, I was wondering if you wanted to come over for dinner tonight to help me fix it up and put it back together again. Daddy's not going to be home, so I could cook for us. And I thought of another tuna fish casserole you probably never heard of. You see, you take anchovies.
Faith.
And... Well, I understand if you're busy.
I'm
though.
not busy.
Well, good. Then maybe after
But
duty
I think
could...
I'd better not come over to your house this evening.
Why not?
This week,
I'm sorry.
all Greenlee wants for Christmas is her best friend and her boyfriend's ex.
I just wanted to start over with Ryan, and now you're pregnant with his child.
Out of the way.
My baby.
Watch All My Children, weekdays on ABC and weeknights at 8 on SoapNet. This week,
This is her first Christmas without Cole.
Please don't go, because I need you right now. We're engaged.
Oh, we just get married now.
watch One Life to Live, weekdays on ABC and weeknights at 9 on SoapNet.
Are you one of the millions of people living with incontinence and you're on Medicaid? Now you can have all your incontinence supplies delivered right to your door at no cost to you and with free shipping thanks to Active Style.
Active Style offers you a convenient solution to incontinence at no cost to you if you're Medicaid eligible. When you call Active Style, a personal incontinence consultant, someone just like me, will help you find the appropriate product for your level of need, assured by our Get It Right guarantee. That's right, if you're on Medicaid, our service costs you nothing. Regain your independence. Make the call. We do all your paperwork and send the supplies you need at no cost to you, delivered discreetly right to your door. Plus, shipping is free too.
Active Style helped me find the right fit. Then they send my supplies free. I don't have to be embarrassed at the store and then lug home bulky packages.
Active Style follows up to check on your supplies and sends more before you run out. And all our incontinence products arrive in discreet, unmarked boxes. If you or someone you know is incontinent, call the toll-free number on your screen. After a few understanding questions, we will find the right solution and ship in just days. If the fit is not right, we'll send different products until you are satisfied. That's our Get It Right guarantee. Call Active Style today. Get a discreet consultation. Find the perfect fit. Let us do the paperwork. Enjoy door-to-door shipping, all at no cost to you.
Call the toll-free number now. If you're on Medicaid, we'll ship your incontinence supplies right to your door. No more embarrassment at the store. Active Style is the most convenient way to get your incontinence supplies, and it costs you nothing. So pick up the phone and call right now.
Don't let incontinence limit your life. Get your first supply now. For your personal consultation, call now or log on for more information. Make the call.
Is this really higher than yesterday?
Yes, it is. You'll feel it in a minute.
It's hard to believe that tilting slowly upright is exercise.
A lot of those muscles have been paralyzed for weeks. They've forgotten how to resist gravity. So we have to remind them a little at a time.
Yeah, Sergeant Daly wouldn't buy that.
Who's Sergeant Daly?
He led calisthenics at the police academy. When you couldn't snap off 30 sit-ups in a minute, you were dogging it.
I see.
Mary?
Yeah?
Look at me. I can't tell what you're thinking.
Only what I've been thinking since yesterday. About you and Dee and Jill. You and Dee, you and Jill. You and me.
Right now, it's you and me I'm most concerned about. I'm sorry I had to tell you that way, all at once, with no warning, but Jack didn't give me any choice.
Oh, Frank, no. You did the right thing. Jack would have told me if you hadn't, and I couldn't have lived through that. I wouldn't have believed it if I'd heard it from him anyway.
I know.
I understand how you fell in love with Jill. She's so smart, alive, and she's so beautiful. I was scared to death of her when I was a kid.
Were you?
Yeah. In the past few years, she seems to have become more relaxed, easier to know. I guess that's because of you.
I'd like to think so.
But Frank...
Go on, Mary. I want to hear everything.
I went over to headquarters after I left you yesterday. And I worked right through dinner on the most mindless things I could find. Tried to let it all sink in. And then I went home without stopping at the bar because I couldn't bear to face Mother and Da. And there was Dee in the living room with little John. She was working away on some campaign letters, and she was full of chatter about you and your marriage and the future. And one part of me despised her for being what she is and always has been. For manipulating you into marrying her, which she did. She really did. For clinging and depending and never being responsible for herself, but always managing somehow to get her own way. And at the same time, while I was feeling all that, and I was so sorry for her, I could have cried.
I know.
It was as if we were 5 years old again and playing Let's Pretend. Her wonderful, loving husband with his career ahead of him. Her beautiful child. Her role in your campaign. Her plans for the future. And I sat there knowing what she knew about you and her marriage. And I thought she was being brave in some awful kind of way.
It's her whole air of, I'm trying so hard, what else can I do?
Yeah. And there was little John with chocolate pudding all over the place. I've just never loved him so much before. Frank, how could you ever leave him?
I don't know.
It's even more complicated than that. How could you leave him with Delia, and how could you take him away from her?
I don't think I'll have to take him away from her. I think in a very short time, she'll be happy to let me have him.
Frank.
As long as she doesn't know I want him, of course. It's true, Mary. Dee didn't really want children. She knew that I wanted them, and she liked the idea of playing mother. She enjoys little John on the days when she feels like playing dolls.
How can you be the child when you have a child to take care of?
That's it.
My problem is, I understand that. I got a little jolt when I realized that if it had been up to me to choose who my sister-in-law was going to be, out of all your girls, out of all the women we know, I probably would have chosen Jill.
Thank you for saying that.
Frank, you chose to marry Delia, knowing who she is and what she needs. You promised to stay with her and love her, and you had a child with her. You gave your word. Isn't that what marriage is supposed to be all about? Trusting someone to keep their word?
Must you keep your word when you know you made a mistake in giving it?
In some ways, yes. Especially when there's a child involved. Oh, Frank, before Dee got pregnant, why couldn't you have told her how you felt about Jill?
I was ready to tell her as soon as I was sure myself. Not that I was in love with Jill, but that I was going to go on loving her. The evening that I was going to tell her, Dee told me she was pregnant.
It has to have been a rotten time for you.
Well, yes.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry for all of it. I love you, and nothing's gonna change that. But Frank, there's still that one big thing. Why did you lie to me?
I couldn't go to sleep last night, so I called you up about 6 times, but your line was always busy.
Oh, Bucky, I'm sorry. The phone was off the hook. I should have called you.
Well, I didn't take it personally. I figured you just didn't want to talk to Seneca.
I think I said everything I have to say to Seneca yesterday morning. I went home early and had a hot bath and a rare steak and some raspberry sherbet. Got into bed with a book about dolphins and read until just about midnight.
Oh, you want to be a marine biologist when you grow up, huh? It wasn't the most sensitive thing to say, was it?
Oh, Bucky, don't. That's exactly what I don't want. I'll feel so much better if you don't feel that you have to be careful with me, all right?
Okay. Thanks.
Anyway, if I were ever going to grow up, I certainly wouldn't want to be a marine biologist. I think I'd like to be a dolphin, my next incarnation.
Really?
It was really strange. I couldn't put the book down. And when I was through, what I wanted was to get into a car and drive out to Long Island and find a beach somewhere and wade into the water and just swim out until I found some dolphins to play with. I had this whole lovely fantasy about a school of dolphins waiting for me.
No. That makes me nervous. I mean, the idea of you swimming out to sea in the middle of the night.
Oh, darling, don't look like that. It wasn't that kind of fantasy. And besides, if I were suicidal, which I most certainly am not, I'd hardly have to go to all that trouble, would I? Anyway, I don't have a car.
You know, one of the things I was thinking about last night was the driving lessons in your little green car. Accelerating on the curb.
Oh, yes, and driving right over the shoulder and into the stream. Yes.
And the road bellies outside Provincetown, huh?
Hey, you were a terrific navigator.
Oh, I miss that car so much.
Let me buy you a new.
Bucky, you are so dear, and I love you so much. Thank you. But I don't need a car, and you...
I want to do something for you.
You have spent 25 years delighting me and loving me. You don't have to make a last-minute effort.
Okay. Could I ask you to do something for me?
Of course.
Have you got your angiograms around?
Yes.
Well, can I look at them again for a minute? Please?
Darling, I can tell you from personal experience that they don't change.
Well, I just want to take another look at the simple aneurysm. I know there's nothing to be done about the one at the juncture of the arteries, but What about the other?
Bucky, I don't want surgery. If it were just one aneurysm, of course, but it's not. And since there isn't anything that can be done about this one, well, I don't want to waste time recovering from an operation.
What if we could get rid of it without a classical operation?
Oh, well, I have tried wishing it away. It didn't work.
Hey, look, you're walking around with a couple weakened blood vessels in your brain that could blow up any minute and kill you. Now, I know it's hard to take it seriously because you can't feel anything wrong anywhere, but don't joke about it. At least not to me.
Bucky, I take it very seriously.
Okay. Then let's do something about it. There's a procedure for the treatment of aneurysm that's been developed in California. Metal particles are suspended in silicon, injected into the weakened artery, then the whole mass is directed by a magnet into the area of the aneurysm. The magnet holds the silicon in place until it attaches itself and reinforces the weakened wall. I mean, the whole thing takes less than a half an hour, under local anesthetic. There's nothing to recover from.
That procedure is new and highly experimental.
Oh, it's not all that experimental. It's been used successfully in a dozen cases out there.
Who told you about it?
Oh, come on, I know. It's not exactly a secret. I mean, it was written up in all the national news magazines in September.
When did you hear about it? Bucky.
Yesterday.
From whom?
Seneca.
I thought so.
Seneca happens to think you should do something about this because it'll cut your risk by 50%, and I happen to agree with him. Neither one of us wants you dead. And I'm not going to apologize for that.
I'm not asking for an apology. I'm asking to be left alone to manage this by myself.
Why, Anna? I mean, is it because you're afraid? Is it because you're messed up with Seneca and you just don't care about anything else?
No.
Or is it because if you face up to this and do something about it, that you won't be able to pretend nothing's going to happen and you really will live to be 96? I mean, because if that's what it is, and your chances of dying and going away from me are 50% greater because you won't get down and deal with this situation, and that makes me mad. In fact, it makes me so mad I gotta get out of here because I don't want to yell at you anymore.
Bucky, wait. Don't leave like this. Please, just trust me.
Nope. Not this time.
A perfect day becomes a perfect nightmare.
Mom! Hold on! Morgan!
Beginning Wednesday, December 29th,
They crashed. I know it.
fate takes a tragic turn.
It was a bus full of kids.
Now,
Help! We need a doctor!
they won't just hope for a miracle. They'll fight for it.
I'm not gonna let you go.
General Hospital.
I am a non-attorney spokesperson. Were you or a loved one diagnosed with lung cancer? If so, we urge you to call the number on your screen now for a free legal consultation. Some lung cancers, along with the other cancers listed on your screen, may be linked to asbestos exposure. Exposure to asbestos in mills, factories, or while working as a plumber, electrician, plasterer, maintenance worker, or janitor may have put you at risk. In addition, because asbestos was widely used on ships, those working in shipyards, including Navy veterans, may have also been exposed. Asbestos has been used in many commercial applications, including insulation, fireproof fabrics, automotive parts, building materials, and small kitchen appliances. If you or a loved one was diagnosed with lung cancer or another asbestos-related cancer, call now for a free legal consultation. You may be entitled to compensation. Call 1-800-849-6478. Again, that's 1-800-849-6478.
People are talking about General Hospital's Lucky and Siobhan. D. Hunter Roscoe posted on Facebook, "Finally a love for Lucky. He and Siobhan are great together." Charlotte May adds, "This is great. I hope it works out for these two." Laura Bruno says, "Men are always sexier when they're happy and in love." And Lori McPherson Draper sums it all up. "They are just the cutest couple. Way to go, GH. I love this storyline." People are talking about General Hospital. Weekdays on ABC and weeknights at 10 on SoapNet.
Listen, that was a really stupid question. I mean, if you can't come over to dinner tonight, you can't come. You don't have to explain it to me. We'll do it later, okay? I'll see you.
Faith, wait a minute. I'd like to explain, okay? Thanks.
Okay.
In the past few weeks, I think we've seen each other more than we ever have in all our lives.
I think so, too. I really liked it a lot.
So did I, and I like you. I don't want you to misunderstand that.
All right.
But, you are, as my mother says, a serious girl. You don't waste a lot of emotion. You spend your feelings very carefully, don't you?
Well, I never really thought about it that way, but yeah, I guess I do.
But the fact is, I don't take much of anything seriously except medicine.
That's not really true, Pat.
Why isn't it?
I know you. I know how seriously you take all your relationships. With your parents, with Mary, with Frank. Also, what a good friend you've been to Bucky.
You're right about my family, but that's different. My family's part of me. It's where I'm coming from. And as far as Bucky's concerned, we took one look at each other and we knew we were friends. There wasn't anything heavy about it. It just was and is. That isn't what I'm getting at exactly.
I think I know what you're getting at. You mean like Nancy, Sybil, that redheaded girl in pediatrics? A whole lot of other women I probably don't even know about, right?
Well, yeah. And you're not the kind of person who's comfortable being one among many. You're individual and you're special and you deserve to be treated that way. Only right now, my life isn't structured so that I can include one special person. You understand?
Sure I do.
And finally, I don't think it's appropriate for me to be going around with the girl my best friend's in love with, even if she doesn't love him back.
Pat, I didn't think I was asking you to go around with me. I just thought I wanted you to come over for dinner tonight.
Don't get upset. You are who you are. What I'm trying to say is that I value that person that you are and respect her too much to begin something that I couldn't take as seriously as she would.
I don't know whether to be mad or not.
Well, I hope not. I mean everything I said.
Okay. You know, I've never really been let down gently before. So I don't have anything to compare it with. I think you did it really well, though.
Faith.
Did you find Pat?
Yeah, I did.
Was Ramon asking for me?
No. Did you have a bad day?
Yeah, one of the worst.
Me too.
Next, spend some time in Genoa City with the Young and the Restless. Later, see who's stirring up trouble in Pine Valley on All My Children, only on SoapNet.
This week.
This is her first Christmas without Cole.
Please don't go, because I need you right now. We're engaged.
Why don't we just get married now?
Watch One Life to Live, weekdays on ABC and weeknights at 9 on SoapNet.
There's one thing I'll eat any time of day. From dawn till sunset, I'll never walk away. Blueberry pancakes.
This quick, pancake lovers unite.
You know those wrinkles that are settled in so deep. Now repair them with Revitalift Deep Set Wrinkle Repair. Clinically proven to reduce your deep set wrinkles, even brow, forehead, and mouth lines. No wonder it's the #1 anti-wrinkle brand worldwide. Revitalift Deep Set Wrinkle Repair by L'Oreal.
With Kmart's gifts under $10, you can spread the joy for less!
Get Joe Boxer thermals for the whole family, just $4.99. Kids graphic tees, $3.99. And basic edition sweaters for the family starting at $9.99.
They're smart, and there's Kmart smart.
Ow!
So you think Santa will like these red and green M&Ms?
I don't know. I never met the guy. He does exist!
They do exist. Santa?
Dr. Tom?
It's time, Erica. Choose a door. This is the next phase of your journey as a patient.
We're all patients of his. He didn't tell you?
I wanted to think that I was the only one.
This is my past, my regret.
Do not dwell in the past.
Leo! I just want to know why it all fell apart.
Do not dream of the future.
9 years from now, something awful is going to happen, Keegan.
Am I dead?
Concentrate the mind on the present moment.
Oh my God. What if I made a mistake? I told you that I was ready, and I'm sorry, but I'm not.
An original primetime drama. You get one life, and it's not about how long or short it is.
It's what you do with it.
Being Erica. New season premiere Wednesday, January 26th at 11 on SoapNet.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, Tree Hill. It's SoapNet's One Tree Hill New Year's Day Marathon. Fabulous. Watch it from the very beginning.
How are we going to pull that off?
From first fights to first loves. It's the first 8 episodes that started it all.
I dare you to show us how you really feel. Kiss Lucas.
Ring in your new year with a little drama.
I just want to have some fun.
One Tree Hill New Year's Day Marathon, Saturday, January 1st, starting at 9 a.m. on SoapNet.
Happy New Year.
From One Tree Hill
And SoapNet.
That's all right, nurse. I'll get that. Thank you. The thing is, I would have staked anything in my life on the fact that you wouldn't lie to me. And you did.
I'm sorry.
I know you are. But what I actually laid on the line was my relationship with Finelli. And so it's a lot more than being on record in defense of a lie. And it's more than just being wrong.
It's pretty clear how he feels about you. Does what you just said mean that you feel the same way about him?
I'm not sure. Because I haven't quite figured out how he does feel about me. The point right now is I made it hard for him to do his job because he knew I'd hold it against him if he questioned you. But he went ahead and did it anyway because he felt he had to. And I got very angry and sort of self-righteous about the whole thing. That's where we are right now.
What I want to say to you is that it's all right. I personally don't think you ought to get any more involved with Finelli than you already are, but under the circumstances, I guess I better keep my mouth shut.
Okay.
One question.
Sure.
Are you in love with him, do you think?
I love him. Most of the time, anyway, when I'm not mad at him. I could be in love with him if we ever got to the point where I could trust him at the same time that he was trusting me. But we haven't managed that yet.
Well, keep me posted, okay?
I understand why you're interested.
I hope Mother and Dad don't have to find out about all this right away.
Oh, Frank. I hope so, too.
Mare?
Yeah?
Is Finelli going to print any of this stuff about Jill and me?
I don't know. But since it looks as if I have to go and see him anyway, why don't I find out?
In Port Charles, revenge is a priority, relationships are disposable, and good medical care is a necessity. Keep up with this fast-paced city with an all-new episode of General Hospital, weeknights at 10 on SoapNet.